I knew a capable, intelligent and talented manager who was in a state of severe anxiety and stress because she couldn't live up to her boss's expectations. One particular day, I asked how things were going. She said she had become very distrustful of her own instincts from being told she was getting it wrong so many times. She said that she had started making rookie mistakes and felt that she was proving her boss right. She was the kind of person who thrived on being liked and wanted to impress her boss, so she felt really very embarrassed by this. She knew that, especially because she was empathetic, this was becoming a toxic situation because she was finding herself taking sides with her boss in her disapproval of herself. The situation was impacting her life outside of work too. She had lost the energy and motivation to do things that relaxed her and made her feel good about herself. So to relax, she'd self-medicate at night with a bottle of wine. When she reached her mid-40s, she realised that things weren't going to change and that it was time to move on and get another job. She finally accepted that in this particular set of circumstances, she would never be the exact person that someone in a position of authority over her had decided she was to be. When she told me this, I knew she'd be okay when she had worked all of this through, and even though I was happy for her in her decision, I also felt sad, because haven't we all experienced or witnessed something like this? She was good at her job, and her colleagues liked and respected her. She could have had a very different experience and been such a benefit to her employer, to her company, if she had had the opportunity. Burnout is a state of exhaustion, emotional, mental and physical. It's caused by ongoing, prolonged and excessive stress, and it can accompany a sense of being overwhelmed or feeling unable to cope with work or life demands. Regular stress is a normal part of life, and it can be a benefit in manageable doses. Burnout isn't the same though. Burnout comes after prolonged and chronic stress. Let's look at how this situation could have led to burnout. One of the factors that can trigger feelings of burnout is work-related stress. There we have it, in a nutshell really. Excessive workload, long hours, unrealistic deadlines, lack of support and recognition, and workplace conflicts. These are all common causes of work-related stress that can lead to burnout. Another trigger is lack of control. Feeling powerless or lacking control over work or personal life can be a source of stress and can cause burnout. In my example, her actions were critiqued and even criticised over a period of time. Poor work-life balance is another contributor to burnout. If work takes up too much time and energy, it can leave little room for relaxation or hobbies or socialising and can lead to burnout. I think this is tricky territory though. I think it's too easy to see this as a one-sided game. Another factor is personality traits. Certain personality traits, like perfectionism and a tendency to overwork, can make people more susceptible to burnout. Similar to the last point though, in my experience, it's one thing to say people have control over their workload and their time, but this can be nuanced. This always sounds a bit more black and white than the grey territory of reality, and it can get even fuzzier in a case where someone is feeling watched and judged, as was this person's experience in my example. Personal life stress like financial, family or health issues and a lack of social support can make it harder for people to cope with stress and can contribute to burnout. I think the person in my example did the right thing moving on from her role. She couldn't gain the trust of her superior, and she was making mistakes and beginning to turn on herself. It seemed like time to move, alright. Of course, for a whole variety of reasons, leaving a job right now might not be possible. If this is the case, well, go and check out this video next to learn some of my thoughts on how to approach personal growth and healing to transform a situation you found yourself in.